What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Little Effects back at it again with another market forecast for the upcoming week. So last week we didn't have the call, so my apologies for that. I had a lot going on. I had a couple events, and I needed to handle a few things where I was out of town, so couldn't really mark up from the overall charts because I like to just do these markups simply from my desktop at home. So we'll be back at it again this week. I'll be looking to do like another like YouTube stream or Q&A, something like that in the near future. The last one we did, it got a lot of good feedback, so definitely looking forward to that. So I'm gonna be going over what I'll be looking for this overall week on the charts. So let's go ahead and get started, right? So for US 30, you all know we always start on the weekly time frame. So like we talked about not last week but the week prior to that, remember what we was right here at this candlestick right here, and I said there's a high probability chance that we could come right back up here to 33350. Go back and rewatch the last video and you'll see I literally called this one right out, and I said just because we had this impulse, this correction, we could potentially be looking for this continuation because we had this bullish momentum, right? So that was something we had to be mindful. So currently where we at inside of the market now, we could see we kind of closed above this level of resistance on this weekly time frame. So that's something that we need to be mindful. We could potentially see price push up to 34,500 area, but I need to see a little bit more bullish momentum before I completely pretty much agree to that bias, right? So let's look on the daily time frame. On the daily time frame, we can see we kind of at this level of support here. So we had a lot of consolidation at this area. So we could see we also had a level of resistance. So we're sitting at this area, and for the last few days, we kind of had like a consolidating. We've been consolidating in this overall area. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now this is the 6th day. So I'm interested to see how price is going to react. Since we broke above, we closed above this candle, we're still maintaining this level of support. I want to see if we're going to get a pullback back down to maybe this level of support at 32,650-ish before we get a continuation, or we could continue to potentially head down, because technically we're still technically like in this overall like downtrend structure. Even though we broke above this area, it's kind of like a hit or miss in this case, right? So we need to see if price is going to continue or will price go to the overall downside. So we need a little bit more data before we commit to a long-term bias, right? So on the 4-hour time frame, we can see here that we were in this downtrend, and we broke, impulse corrected, and we got this continuation. So the reason why I could potentially see a pullback at this area, because this area right here hit this negative 61.8 TP on this overall fib. So you can see I have this fib here from point A. So from this dot, point A to point B, pull back 78.6, and we hit this negative 61.8 TP. So when we hit that negative 61.8 TP, we could see that we had this big, huge rejection candle. So this rejection candle on the 4-hour time frame told us there's a lot of bearish momentum inside of the market. So being that we had that bearish momentum, now that let me know, okay, there's a high probability chance that we could pull back to this zone right here, because why? We broke this zone and it never really got retested. So even if we were going to continue pushing further, I feel like we should have pull back potentially back down to the zone before continuing. But we got to take the market step by step. So we just need to go down to the smaller time frames to see all of the details, right? So we can see here on this 1-hour time frame that we were in this uptrend, and then we broke and kind of like retested right here. But we, like I said, we've been consolidating these last couple of days at this area. So I need to see how price is going to react, right? So based off of this structure, we can see like we had like minor higher highs and higher low points that eventually got broken. So this previous higher low point got broken, and we formed lower high points, but we haven't made a new high or a new low yet. So I'm eager to see what the market is going to do. So we just opened up. Well, today is Easter and it was Good Friday, so the market closed early on Friday. So I'm eager to see how the market is going to play out in the next few hours or so. But so I'm going to give you guys 2 different scenarios for this upcoming week. So for if price is going to continue a buy, it is going to, you will need price to push up, impulse, and then come back to retest this level of resistance before carrying it up to this area of my weekly level of support, which is kind of at 33830 around that area. But the first target would be 33680-ish area. However, if this breaks beneath and retest, then that gives us validity that there's a high probability chance we're gonna come back to this next level of resistance, kind of at 32,960 areas. So just be mindful of that. You could play it one or two ways. I'm personally, like I said, I'm looking for the pullback, just because like we had all of this bullish momentum, we haven't had a real pullback yet. So I'm gonna be looking for a price to potentially do something like, let's see if I can find something. For some price to do something like this, where we break above, we break beneath and retest and then continue to push on down. But we can only say that that's going to happen once we break this level of support. Like right now, it's not clear what is going to be happening next. Even though like I had a fib on here from point A to point B, I could see price coming to this negative 27 or this negative 61.8, but I still am mindful of the overall bullish trend. So that's why I said right now it's not super clear. So just let the market play out. So like I said, it's two scenarios: this scenario or this scenario right here. So that's what I'm going to give y'all for US 30 this week, simply because it's not enough clear data right now. We kind of just consolidating. So definitely take note of that and kind of understand why I'm telling you guys like it's gonna go here or it's gonna go there like 100%, because sometimes in the market you don't know what's about to happen next. You need a lot more, like you need a little bit more data to solidify what's about to happen next. And it's okay to sometimes sit on the sidelines and say, okay, this is what I'll be waiting for. If this happens, I'm gonna do this. If this happens, I'm gonna do that. So that's kind of just a part of trading. You know, just sometimes you just have to be patient and let the market tell you what it's going to do. Like it's always going to tell you what it's going to do next. You just have to be patient enough to wait for the market to tell you what's going to happen. So that's it for US 30. On NAS, pretty much do the same thing, top down analysis. See here, NAS, we've been forming lower lows and lower high points. So this previous weekly level right here did not get broken just yet, so we got to be mindful of that area. But we can see how we have been having a lot of bullish momentum on the weekly time frame. So we could still see price come up to this area, but we'll see what the details look like on the smaller time frames. So on the daily, we see higher highs, higher lows, and then we had this most recent high point that got broken and looked like it got retested, but we haven't gotten a lot of bullish push from these last three candles. Once we close above this candle right here, that'll be indication that we could potentially go higher. But until we close above, I don't see price going higher just yet, because it's not a lot of bullish momentum at the moment. So on the 4-hour time frame, it's pretty much looking really clean, like we just forming higher highs and higher low points. So you can see here that we had this fib, it was a 23.6, hit negative 27, and then we're kind of just sitting at this zone. And on the 1-hour time frame, you can see here that we had this structured area that if we draw this out, impulse correction continuation, we broke beneath this previous higher low point, and now we're forming a lower high point. So this is also a trend line bounce. So I'm eager to see price come back and push down to this negative 27. And just like how US 30 needed a pullback, NAS needs a pullback as well. So I'll be definitely looking for that. For NAS, for the buy scenario, I won't take buys until we get above this blue zone, simply because there is no other level that you could break and retest currently at the moment. Like we had this descending channel, we had an impulse, but currently we're sitting at this structure level. So we need to see if price is going to break beneath, retest to come down lower, or we see price break above, retest to then potentially go higher. So like I said, it's not really super clear right now, especially since it's a holiday. I don't expect a lot of movement right now at the beginning of the week. But like I said, sometimes you just got to be a little bit patient and understand, like the market will tell you what's about to happen next. So sometimes you just got to sit and be patient enough to let the market tell you what's going to happen. So for gold, let's go here on the weekly time frame. See here, we got a lot of bullish momentum. Gold has been pumping. So currently at $2,002 an ounce right now. We got this huge push up, this impulse correction continuation. It's been flowing pretty smooth. On the daily time frame, We see here we're starting to get this ascending channel here. So that is a sign of reversal pattern. So just be mindful of that. On a 4-hour time frame, we can see we broke this level of resistance, impulse broke, and now we're sitting at this retest level. So this is a critical area because we need to see if price is going to respect this to continue to push up higher, or is price going to break beneath this area retest. If it price breaks beneath retest, then we could look to carry it first to this trend line. That's the very first area. And then if it breaks and retest the trend line, then the next area is this level of support. However, based off of the bullish momentum, there's a high probability chance that we could potentially push up from this area and hit this negative 27 TP. But the way you will counteract that is just to draw this counter trend line here and then wait on the break and the retest of this counter trend line, and then you can carry it up. But if price does not give you this break and retest of this counter trend line, don't take this buy just yet. Wait for it to give you a little bit more data. But if we break beneath this level support retest, then the next area we carry to, like I said, is the trend line. And then after that break and retest, then we carry it to this next level of support. So really, the market is really about a game of waiting. It's playing chess, not checkers. A lot of people, they get caught up because they just want to get in the market like super fast, and they don't really understand like you will make a lot more money if you just sit there and wait for the trade to come to you instead of you trying to force the trade just to be inside of the market. So I want you guys to focus on this week, and just this month going forward. Focus on waiting on your setups and letting the market come to you, because when the market comes to you, that's when it's pretty much smooth selling. But when you try to force the market, that's when you start to have all of these different motions. You're like, oh, well, my trade was in profit and it's in drawdown, and you start to go through all these different psychological things that you shouldn't be going through, because you could have just been patient enough to wait. Like when you're waiting, you don't have to face all of those psychological battles that you have to face when you're in a trade, because you're simply sitting on the sidelines. But soon as you go ahead and jump into the game, or you jump in the middle of the road, now you got to worry about all the different cars, hitting you or getting smacked inside the field. So you just got to be mindful. Like, it's better to just be patient, let the market come to you, and then execute when your setup is present. So and that's why it's also important to have a system in place. So definitely, if you guys are new to the channel, continue to watch the videos. If you're a veteran on this channel, you pretty much already know what I'm looking for on a day-to-day basis. I'm just looking for breaks and retests of structure levels, and that's gonna pretty much solidify like, okay, is the market ready for me? So like I said, definitely focus on being patient this week, and I hope you guys kill this week. I hope this video was super helpful. I went a little bit more in depth with just so a little bit more tips, because like I said, I did miss last week. So just be on the lookout for that. Make sure you guys hit the like and subscribe button. Make sure you guys follow me on Instagram at Mike.lito. That's my only page. I definitely been having a lot of like fake pages going around. So definitely I only have one Instagram, Mike.lito. Actually, I'll just go ahead and put that on the screen really fast, just so you guys are aware, because people ask me all the time, like, is this me? And I'm like, no, it's not me. So if you guys can see here, this is my only Instagram right here, my only Instagram. So please do not get scammed, finessed, any of that nature by people that's writing you. I will never DM you first. I will never do any of that. Simply, like, I wouldn't do that, right? So definitely pay attention to the details. Like I said, make sure you guys hit the like and subscribe button. I definitely appreciate the feedback that you guys gave me on my Instagram for the next upcoming videos. So stay tuned for the video this week, because I got a banger video dropping this week, and I'm excited for you guys to see my upcoming C8 build. I got a lot of new parts sitting right here in the back of my office that I'm gonna be doing to my C8. So definitely stay tuned for that. And if you guys like those vlog style videos, just let me know in the comment section that you want me to continue those, and I will see you guys all in the next video.